Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for anyone that lands on this message. You know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed, flip, switch, and twisted. Always interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Never force anything. Know that the message always goes to the person that needs to hear the message. That's how spiritual energy works. You get the message you need to hear, not the message that you want to hear. So if you're new to the channel, know that this is a shadow healing channel. So do I look and see what's going to happen with your relationship? Of course I do. But we look at what's blocking your connection. We look at the karmic themes that play out and how you can integrate the spiritual lesson to balance out your connection. Because it what you manifest depends on what you do. So a lot of times what we'll tell you is what you would do, which we're going to, but it's nice to see what you would have to do in order to balance out the energy. Because like I said, we live karmic themes that turn into karmic loops, which can turn into karmic contracts where we're bound to something or someone that keeps us in a place of disempowerment, keeps us in a place where is very familiar, the traumas that we've gone through. So healing the shadow parts of ourselves allows us to actually quantum jump into the reality that we want. All right, now if you're new to my channel and you resonate with this message, give me a like. Write the word in the comment bar. Now you're gonna be like, what the fuck's the word? Well, the word always comes from the Psychic Soul Healer deck. And that's also gonna let us know what the underlying energy of the reading is gonna be, what we need to look at. So you're gonna write the word fantasizing in your comment bar. You'll know if I wrote the word winner underneath. If I did, you and I would just correspond back and forth on YouTube, figure out best day, time that works for the both of us. And don't worry about finding the link because I'll post the link underneath the comments there too. All right. So fantasizing, I'm feeling as if you're connected to someone, but you're not together. That's thinking a lot about you. Now, again, you could also be thinking about this person, but I feel like this person is really thinking about you. There's a lot of sexual tension because there has been separation and there's a lot of chemistry, but there's also a lot of wounds. So when there's a lot of wounds, and that's again spiritual blocks from past relationships that haven't healed, and then you again come into this person's life and you're not making it easy for this person, obviously, because this person wants you in their life, but their ego is big. That's why they're fantasizing, because they're stuck in a dissonance. They want the relationship, I feel like, but they also don't want the relationship. And they want the relationship because they feel that soul connection. They are so attracted, but their past relationships. So you're dealing with someone that has a lot of wounds, like I said. And the problem with wounds is it comes out in behaviorisms. We want to know what the behaviorisms are because we want to know how to, again, not just why the person's doing it, but we want to know how we can balance out that energy. So I always like to look at the inner child wounds because it's like that'll explain, why am I getting this person that's like, doesn't want to talk to me, doesn't know how to have a conversation, but is fantasizing about me, but has a connection to me. Why am I having that? It's like, because understand, again, you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life. So we get people that have these behaviorisms because subconsciously we have a wound that we are not aware of. So let's see what that. Wow, did you see that? That was crazy. So I'm going to take that. That's, again, source. You have a very strong connection to spirit. So again, that might be because you grew up in an environment that didn't really make you feel safe. Again, you're very intuitive. You're very sensitive. You and this person have a 3D connection. So this is a spiritual connection, which when usually with a lot of passion and that usually is what comes about. Protection. So again, that root chakra imbalance of not feeling safe. So the inner child wound, if I see protection, why do we feel like we need protection when we're younger? It's because we don't feel safe. We don't feel strong. We don't feel supported. So that's why. And this person is obviously displaying that they're not a strong person. Like goes to like. So you may still not feel very strong within yourself as a whole, as just by yourself. And like I said, we grow up in that environment. Now let's see what we're dealing with them. Let's put these cards back just to be fair. This helps us look at the situation from a higher perspective. That allows us not to take things personally, because dealing with a person that's going to trigger the shit out of you, you're definitely going to want to not take things personally. A lot came out, so we're not going to take any of them because it was too many. All right. You're never going to believe this. I literally pulled the same card out, Source. So again, I know for a fact that this is a spiritual connection. This person is a divine connection. They're supposed to be in your life. Does that mean it's an easy connection? No, they came into your life to create awareness for you. Spiritual connection. And understand, we wouldn't stick around long enough unless there was this unconditional love. We can't control that. Now, we have this towards this person, but it doesn't mean it's an easy connection. Again, love. So again, when I'm seeing this, it's like your person really does have this unconditional love for you. They feel as if they've known you since the beginning of time. Now, it also tells me that they didn't get enough love growing up. When I'm looking at the inner child wound and I'm pulling from that deck and it says love, well, I know Source is that, our connection, if that's unconditional love. That's what Source feels like. It's the energy of the universe. It's the energy of God. It's the energy of what we are supposed to be, the energy of us. However, when we have shadows, we don't feel love. And so, again, the triggers that you and this person have will bring up a lot of pain for this person because they never really felt as if they were loved. And that's your energy. You and this person both have similar root chakra imbalances. So when we look at the shadow, now that doesn't mean your behaviorisms are going to be the same, but at least we understand what we're dealing with. And it's not easy energy. People that have root chakra imbalances, they have a big ego. They're afraid. They're feared. They don't like who they are. They create a persona about themselves. They want you to believe that they're that persona, but not really who they are. They have intimacy issues. Remember, if the root chakra has an imbalance, all the chakras are imbalanced. So that doesn't mean that a person can't heal. Remember, the universe brings you the people and situations that are going to heal your mind and your heart. The universe is God. Now, again, it's also the energy that's inside of us. Now, we look and we see loneliness. Your person is really lonely. Again, and that happens too if we don't, again, feel safe and supported. I believe isolation and, again, this person not being able to express themselves. They don't like who they are. Again, root chakra imbalance. They perceive that everyone perceives them the way that they perceive themselves. And that's the big problem when you grow up in an environment where you didn't feel like you were loved. So this person's always coming from a place of protection. Now, you may say, well, I also come from a place of protection too, and I also feel lonely, but I don't do all that. And usually you won't do all that. Resentment. Again, a lot of anger comes from when we grow up not in a good environment. And I believe you are not responding the way that this person wants you to respond, and it's creating a lot of triggers. And I believe that you're also resentful that you're being put in this position. Why is it so difficult? Why is it always so difficult? That's how you know it's a wound. Why am I put in this position? There's anger. That's that root chakra. Again, that imbalance. So we see that there's a bigger reason to the connection. It's supposed to happen. Karma means learn, and it also means if you do something different, you get a different reaction. However, we're going to look at the hidden truths. The hidden truths will tell us really what their truth, what their heart really desires. Because just because a person has triggers and they're not there and they're triggering the shit out of them, and maybe even you too, doesn't mean that there's not love. It's frustration, but it's because we want to control it. And Spirit says you can't control it. It's again trying to control. You can't control anyone except for yourself. But we're like, but I'm not doing anything wrong. So it brings it back to that trigger. So we have to understand, what are their hidden truths? I am becoming a better person. So the person that's in separation, I believe you're making them into a better person because you're not putting up with his shit. You're not bending. And really, not until a person realizes that they can't control unconditional love. It can't be manipulated. This person, again, is triggering and they're staying far away, but they're fantasizing. So they're still holding on to your energy. Sometimes I say, wake thinking about you. Yeah, because it's like, I want to know whether you miss me. I want to know whether or not I can come back into your life. This person feels foolish. It's really what I'm feeling. I want to be more than friends. So they also want to come back into your life and they don't want to express how much they care. And if they come back in a way that they don't really say anything, they also know that you're just going to take them back as a friend, maybe at best, but they really want more. They wouldn't come back into your life at all if they weren't interested. This person doesn't want to be friends at all. I feel you leaving me behind. So this person, again, is knowing that time is running out, that you guys have been in separation for a certain amount of time, and they're still thinking about you. And that's really what happens when a person learns about unconditional love, that they can't control it. Like, you've always felt familiar to this person. I just believe that they've never had to really work that hard for a relationship. Unfortunately, people teach, people teach people how they want to be treated. And I believe that your person never really had to, again, work for their relationship. It just always fell into place. So they're treating you the way that they've treated everyone else. And they're seeing it's not working. Pieces. You always pick up the pieces when things fall apart. Now look for the complete package. So they're hoping. And so maybe you always gave more. Maybe you showed that you did care because you thought you were dealing with somebody that was like you. Unfortunately, this person, again, is hiding their heart. But let's see, why is this person even in your life? What are you supposed to learn? What are they going to do? More importantly, because it's like, okay, we look at it from the higher perspective. We know what we're dealing with. But again, more information, please. These feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it. Yeah, again, it's a real relationship. Your person likes to be superficial. They don't like to have to put themselves out there. They're surface. And this is a real spiritual connection. They don't have control over it. It's a divine connection because they have deep wounds. You have deep wounds. Again, brought up in environments where both were not taught about unconditional love. Both did not feel supported. Both did not feel safe. Both did not feel good enough. Both felt defective, because that's what happens when you have root chakra imbalances. So this person actually is navigating their life very much, which is triggering you to how you were brought up. They just expected you to act the way that they always did, a little bit arrogant. Remember, second chakra imbalance is overcompensation. So your person deliberately goes out of their way to make you feel like crap. Deliberately goes out of their way to not give you anything in hopes that you will react so that they, again, can tell how much you care about them. So it's very immature. This root chakra imbalance. Again, the person doesn't know really who they are. It's difficult, but they are working on themselves because what they're seeing is, I still want you in my life, and what I'm doing isn't working. Our union energy needs clearing. Yes, meaning needs healing. Repeat this 11 times with slow, deep breaths. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you, which is, again, what really needs to be healed, that original wound. Because when we grow up in an environment where we don't feel safe, where we weren't supported, where we were actually made to feel like not good enough, well, then what it is please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. Because in a way, what happens is we go into the relationship not believing that we're lovable. And that's what happened with this person. They didn't come in, they didn't believe that they were worth it. They didn't believe that you would love them. And so they played a lot of games. That always worked for them. And what they realized is that all their little games created problems. And so really, again, why do we get such difficult relationships? We get them because again, we have wounds. We're born into families that give us karma. And the karma in this story is that both parties grew up in families that didn't didn't make them feel loved, didn't make them feel supported, in balance. And then what happened is your person got behaviorisms like, well, I'm not going to show anything because every time I show feelings, I get ridiculed. So it's easier for me to stay in fantasizing, right? Instead to think of you, because it's that if I don't really have to do anything, I'll never fail. And it's like root chakra imbalance too when we're living in our mind. I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. It's again, so the separation has really made this person like realize. Now, just to be safe, let's see how you feel about it. Because just because this person has this new epiphany after separation, that doesn't mean that you're going to feel that way. But this is what they feel. Better yet, let's see what they're going to do, because that kind of told us a lot about how they feel, if you notice. But I didn't see any action here. They're all up in their head. I long to sweep you off your feet. These feelings overwhelm me that I run away. So there's a lot of awareness, which needs to happen when there's healing, right? Because the person's seeing how they handle relationships. Hey, Kira, thank you for sharing your energy here. And our union energy needs clearing. So again, made this person see the dynamic and everything of what they're doing. They're not getting a good response. It's creating a lot of resentment and animosity. Okay, but let's see anyway, because let's see whether they get so uncomfortable that they have to take action, because that's usually what happens, right? What usually happens is a person that gets so uncomfortable, because that's the surrendering of the ego. Usually people don't want to do that. They don't want to surrender their ego. They want to be right. This is uncomfortable. This is scary. I have a root chakra imbalance. I was rejected. Now it's like I have this connection with you that's spiritual. It's so deep and I can't control it. I don't like it. But let's see. They run away. 5 of Cups, out of the woods. So it's again, there's a sense that maybe your person was tangled up for a little while in a past karmic relationship. I'm feeling a hollow feeling. And what they realize is now that they're out of that connection, there's again, like it's reversed, if you notice. And it's like a hollow feeling. It's like, I feel empty. I didn't notice when you were in my life. But now that you're out of my life, I definitely feel the difference. So again, I believe that your person just didn't want to let you get close in the beginning, played a lot of games, did everything to try and make you succumb to them. And you were like, I'm not doing it. So I feel like this person met their match. That might be the name of this, when I renamed this video. All right. 3 of Wands, lacking a foresight. So there's a sense of that your person, unless they have a 100% guarantee that you're going to come back into their life, there's so much anxiety. I feel like there's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the way that they handled it. They feel foolish having to come back. they still don't trust themselves because they haven't healed the original wound. There's just this new awareness that you're important, you're supposed to be in their life, they miss you. But again, there's still all this insecurity. Now, obviously, they haven't learned. They're supposed to be in this relationship in order to learn, because unconditional love makes us do things we wouldn't normally do, which is why this person is actually surrendering their ego. But there is still a lot of anxiety. There's still a lot of fear. There's still, okay, Six of Cups. Comforting connection. So again, this is what we see, that this person really does like have that, and that's good because they don't feel comfortable with themselves. People that have root chakra imbalances, they don't feel comfortable with themselves. They're not connected to their body. They usually are detached, disassociated. Again, the trauma. If we're up in our head and we're coming from a place of fear, which is what your person normally does, they let other people do most of the work. So then this way they don't have to feel uncomfortable. But then it's always an uncomfortable, relationship. That's why there's a lack of foresight. It's like they don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. Three of Cups. So again, they are planning on coming to you to talk to you. They are, because what they're realizing is, again, that they miss you. There is a connection regardless. And so they're going to take a chance on this. Now I'm going to put all the cards back into this deck because I would like to see what your feelings are about it. Because like I said, just because they're ready doesn't mean that you will. But if it's a soulmate twin flame relationship, guess what? A lot of times we have no control. Remember, unconditional love doesn't mean that we're not mad. We may be mad, but we still wouldn't have control. We'd still be like, oh, I still have feelings for this person. So I want to see what your hidden truths are with this person. And then I want to see what you're going to do, because you may not now also know that readings are general, so there might again vary. But if it's a soulmate twin flame, there's a lot of people now during this time, they're assessing what's in their life, what's important in their life, especially because how the world is changing, and they're making decisions spiritually where we're getting people that we actually need, that will help us with our evolution to create our own heaven on earth. So this paradigm shift is very turbulent because, again, there's a lot of ego. And like anything else, things tend to get worse before they get better. Your person is in the place of feeling worse because they're in separation. And what they realize is that all their little games didn't work and that they still have feelings. They just are a little still immature in understanding how to heal this. And that's what the issue is. I regret lying to you. So again, you might have said that you didn't care about them. You might have made this connection lessened, made them not feel as supported, made them not really feel safe. Maybe you were guarding your feelings because, like you said, how they were acting towards you. So there's a sense that you can never get what you want. Again, like fear does not work with fear. You actually have to give love. I'm starting to understand our connection. I believe that you do feel like this is a soul connection, important connection. I knew exactly what I was doing. I feel like this is still your person, to be honest with you. That there's a sense with you when I'm tapping into you that you would give this person another chance. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like with your person, they're full of regret, and that's what this keeps showing. It's not even showing you. And because the reading goes towards the person that needs to hear the reading. So Knight of Wands. And the reason why is, again, because this person was very reckless in the way that they acted. They didn't really. They showed you a persona that they wanted you to believe that that's who they were. So, and they overcompensated. They took it to the limit, and now they don't know. So this is why the energy is so much like, again, keeps coming out in the reading. Ace of Swords, awareness and insight. Again, more awareness and insight about what they did. So this person's really in full regret. They're really seeing everything that they did. And that's why they're slow to move. They're slow to move, but they want to come towards you. Their plan is that. Do they know when they're coming? No, they do not know. But they're because they want to make sure when they come that they actually can, talk to you and tell you and try and win you over, but I don't think that they feel like they can do that. All right, just one more for that, and this is not mind over matter. So this person again is going to take action. King of Swords. They are going to say something eventually, but they have to overcome the anxiety. They have to get out of their own mind about what they did. They can't go back in time to fix it. They just need to focus on what they want. And they know that they're going to do it. Do they know when they're going to do it? No. Do they know how they're going to do it? No. I kind of feel like one day this person's just going to wake up and they're just going to take action because they can't take it anymore, because they feel horrible in the way that they treated you. They know that they didn't treat you fair. And I think that this person actually tried to walk away and forget about you. And what they see is, I tried and I can't. I still have feelings. So let's see, when we're dealing with a person like this, how does the universe tell us to deal with this? Because the energy is like this person played a lot of games. And even if it is a soulmate, twin flame, and we have feelings, how can we get over the anger? What were we supposed to do? Because again, unconditional love, this person is a twin flame. We feel like that they should have given, and then they didn't give us. How do you navigate a relationship that's going to trigger the shit out of you is what we want to know, but one that you want to be in. Because yes, that's who we are. We're like, I'm crazy about this person, but this person triggers the shit out of me. How do I deal with this? What am I supposed to, how? So the universe will tell us exactly how, because the universe brought this person into our life. So let's see. Action, my divine action ignites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts. Well, I believe for your person, obviously, they need to continue to show you that in order to that, like, because they didn't give anything, they wanted you to do all the work. They sat back. They were happy fantasizing and kind of giving out that energy like through the 3D, but not really taking action, because this person doesn't feel strong within themselves. So they like to make other people do everything. So until they give you continuously, like, show you that they care. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to buy you, but they have to share time and effort, energy. This person refused to do that. And so what else? Because we know that, but vitality, I am a being of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cell regenerates. So it's, again, I would say, like, keeping your energy up, right? It's, again, you get energy from people, and this person represents love to you, right? So you have to have other passions in your life to match that energy. You should fill your cup up all the way so that it overflows, so that anyone that comes into your life just gets what falls out of that cup. This way, again, you're always, again, self-fulfilling and at the same time being the energy of unconditional love. So you're always attracting that energy to you, because you're not the only person that helps. I don't want to say train, but train any person that comes into your life. You train them by how well you treat yourself, and you train a person, you're teaching them how you want to be treated, how they should treat you. A lot of times people don't know. So again, it's by putting energy into yourself, not by giving energy to this person. This person needs to earn the fact, and they want to. You need to show them, because that's how you integrate your wound And really, by them giving energy to you, that's how they heal themselves, because they're closed hearted. They're not giving anything. They wanted you to do everything because they're too afraid. So, but it doesn't matter. It's like healing doesn't feel good. We have to do what we normally wouldn't do in order to see ourselves differently, in order to get a different outcome. And that's really here. And maybe you were always the one that was giving and people were stealing your energy. And so spirit saying, no, you need to fill your cup up. And one last one, the divine fruit. As I work to improve and free myself, I strengthen my foundation. My intellect is light, my heart is warmth, and my soul is strength. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. So when I say as I work to improve and free myself, I'm talking about free myself from perceptions of how things need to be. Because we tend to get caught up in the story of how people act. And this story here is about two twin flames there is unconditional love, but there's a lot of wounds there, inner child wounds. Both grew up in not the safe environments, went out and had relationships, and were taught. You were taught to give, and you never got good results. And maybe that started in childhood where you gave, and that's how you were seen as a good girl, good boy. Now your person was used to doing the other, right? But both not giving anything. Grew up in an environment where they didn't feel safe or supported, weren't asked to. But when we have a second chakra wound, what happened is we either overcompensate and undercompensate in your person, like definitely went out of their way to like almost show you that they didn't care. And now believe that so you would come to them. It's ridiculous, but this is what psychological reversals are when a person gets in their own way. It's like, and you're like, why did they do that? It's like, well, because they don't believe that they're deserving of love, because they're afraid of it, because they've never been in a healthy relationship and they've never seen a healthy relationship. They might have seen it with friends for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but what they really saw and were conditioned in an environment that was not supportive to them. So this is what we mean, that we're born into families that create the behaviorisms and the habits from the inner child wounds, but we have to integrate them so that we don't repeat getting the same exact thing, which is a person here that's emotionally not intelligent, that would rather fantasize over here and hope that you're going to come into their life to fix the connection instead of actually do it. And that's not because they don't care. I have a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. So again, you both are learning about unconditional love. That's why you're both here. And that's, again, soulmate twin flame relationship. A lot of wounds. You both came into each other's life to expose what both needed to heal. And your person wants to come back. But is this an easy relationship? No, because they haven't done any healing with you, dependent on how you navigate the relationship. And what did Spirit said? Spirit said that you want this relationship, it's all yours, but you better make sure that your cup is overflowing and overflowing so that this person only gets what comes out of that cup. Because otherwise, you're always going to be felt depleted, because they're not very emotionally intelligent. They don't feel safe. They haven't done the work that you've done. You're the one navigating the relationship. And if you don't navigate it, you'll be, again, feeling depleted. So we're going to leave it there. That's what it means by karmic. Karmic relationship means learn, depending on what you do. So again, this person does have feelings, but feelings are not enough, especially when there's a lot of wounds. If the person's not emotionally intelligent, and they're selfish. And a lot of times people that have root chakra imbalances are coming from a place of survival. They're not used to thinking about anyone else except for themselves. It's not because they don't have feelings for you. It's because no one came into their life to teach them what was okay and what wasn't. And they got away with whatever. So they do what worked before. And you say, well, why am I getting it? Because again, you need to teach people how you want to be treated. You need to incorporate more unconditional love within inside of yourself, which is really what Spirit said. Vitality is when we fill ourselves up. When we're again so full that we get what we need. So I'm going to leave that there. If you resonated with this, give me a like, comment. Again, the word is fantasizing if you want to enter into winning free reading with me. Also, if anyone has a question, you can please feel free to ask me, write it in the chat before I sign off. I always like to pull a card, see whatever you guys want, if anyone has a reading. Otherwise, if not, I am going to go. All right, it looks like no one wants me to pull a card for them. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. I'm going to, again, for whoever is still on, this is your card. So again, telling you to surrender, to, again, be opened. That's how we get spiritual equilibrium. Spiritual equilibrium happens when we surrender, when we let go, so that we are opened to what we want. And so that's really your message. And I'm going to leave that there because someone is texting me off the hook. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.